Hi everyone, my name is Janal Pinto, and I'm here to reflect on the big question: how will different approaches, theories, and framework help me understand children in work as an early childhood teacher? Firstly, I'd like to start with the acknowledgement of the country. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung people of the Eastern Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which I live, learn, and play here in Melbourne. I pay my respects to the past, elders, present, and emerging, and extend the respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people watching this video today. So let's explore two approaches, two theories, and two frameworks that are shaping the way I see little humans and my big role in supporting them. Approach one, the John Locke, the blank slate guy. Let's start with the guy from the 1600s, John Locke. He believed that children are born as tabula rasa, a blank slate. That means everything they know comes from experience. Now, modern educators might say, whoa, Mr. Locke, that's a bit simplistic. But he has a point. If a child imitates my weird way of singing clean up time, that's learning. Locke reminded that my words, my tone, even my facial expressions are shaping how children learn. It's also not a subtle way nudge to always be my best self, even on the Monday mornings. Now, coming on to approach two, the Reggio Emilia, the 100 language child. Now, fast forward to Italy, where Loris Malguzzi helped develop the Reggio Emilia approach. This method says that children have 100 ways of expressing themselves through art, play, mud pies, you name it. Now, this really resonates with me because it pushes me to listen to children, not just with my ears, but with my eyes and heart. Now, in my future practice, I'll document children's learning through photos and reflection, not just worksheets. As Lino and Parente explain, Reggio Emilia encourages teachers to co-learn with children, which I love. It makes learning a journey, not a one-way lecture. Coming next on to theory one, the Bowlby's attachment theory. Now, hugs matter, don't they? Now, let's talk about the Bowlby, the psychologist, who basically said children need love to learn. His attachment theory says secure emotional bonds with caregivers build the foundation for healthy development. Now, this theory reminds me that before I plan a sensory table or a perfectly themed week on dinosaurs, I need to make sure children feel safe and connected. That means genuine relationships, consistent routines, and responding with empathy, especially when someone spills glue all over their socks. Now, coming on to theory two, Bronfen-Brenner, everything is connected. Now, ever feel like everything in life affects everything else? Welcome to Bronfen-Brenner's ecological system theory. Now, he says children are shaped by layers of influence, from family and culture to media and policies. In other words, if little Eva seems withdrawn, it might not just be about today. Maybe mom's working overtime or their stress at home. As an ECT, Bronfenbrenner helped me zoom out and understand the child in context. It's like being a detective, but with finger paint. Now, coming on to the framework one, the EYLF belonging, being, and becoming. Now, onto the EYLF, Australian treasure. It's not just a framework, it's a philosophy. EYLF tells us that children needs to feel a sense of belonging, explore their being, and grow into their becoming. Now, sounds poetic, right? Once practiced, I'll love is partnerships. It encourages strong relationships with families because, let's face it, no one knows the child better than their mom, dad, or nan. Now, by collaborating them, I can support identity well-being and learning in a truly meaningful way. And yes, of course, the child insists they're a dinosaur. EYLF tells me I should probably go with it. Now, coming onto the framework two, the NQS, the quality compass. Finally, the National Quality Standard, NQS. Think of it as a map of being an excellent early childhood teacher. It set benchmarks across 7 quality areas. Now, I particularly relate to element 6.1.2, which says we must respect family views. That means if dad prefers his daughter to not to be called princess all day, I'll respect that. It also means sharing decisions and making families part of the learning community. NQS helps me reflect, grow, and make sure I'm doing what's best for the children, not just what's easier on routine. Now, putting it all together. So, what did Locke, Bowlby, Bronfenbrenner, Malguzzi, EYLF, and the NQS all have in common? Now, they remind me that children are capable, curious, and constantly influenced by relationship and environments. As a future early childhood teacher, I'm not just managing nap time or finger paint. I'm shaping lives, co-learning with children, and building bridges between families, communities, and the classroom. And if I ever forget that, I hope a tiny voice says, "Hey, teacher, look what I have made." And I remember why I chose this career in the first place. Now, thanks for watching, and may your classroom always be full of laughter, learning, and maybe just a little glitter.